Okay, so what's happening is we're not seeing situations as they really are. And we're just living in the lack and living in what we wish was instead of what is. Now you might think, what is sucks. I want what I wish. I don't want what's actually happening. And while that might seem true on the surface, if you dive deeper into what's really happening, you will realize you actually love what is. Now, you may not realize that because we've gotten so far from the foundational way of being. And the foundational way of being is living from a 0 point, realizing your mere existence is a gift. Just being alive, having this very breath, is a gift. It is, if you just become grateful for the bare minimum, your entire life will change. And I don't want you to force gratitude, but just, we live, we're alive. That in itself is the biggest blessing. Now, when you find yourself at a restaurant and you're getting upset over the food taking 5 extra minutes, isn't that weird? Like, isn't that really weird? How lucky are we to be able to exist, eat food, go to a restaurant, and be around people we love, even if you're around people you hate. Just to be in existence with others, you need to go to the bare minimum level of gratitude. I don't even mean it like that. You just, we get so carried away in these things when we don't actually see where we are. Like, I'm in a friggin' forest right now. Are you kidding me? I could stare at each tree forever and look at every little intricacy and be in love with it and just be happy that I get to sit by a tree. There is so much I want to love and put my gratitude on that I get very overwhelmed. I'm like, this forest is so amazing. Each tree is so amazing. Each step I take, each breath I take, each word I speak is so amazing. I don't even know how to explain my gratitude for any of it. So I walk around, and sometimes the gratitude is so much to handle, and the overwhelm with how beautiful and amazing everything is so much to handle, that I end up just getting like nervous and focusing on the negative. It's so weird. That's why I like taking things really simply. I love just taking things slow, also fast, but simply, like just like what's really happening, right? We get to exist, and life is hard. Like, believe me, life is hard. You wonder how I got to this conclusion? Because I was literally broken down until I was burned, I died. And then I came back to life. Every belief system in me, anything I carried in my body, in my mind, in my spirit was just burned. Everything was burned. And I was reborn with the greatest gratitude I can't even explain. So believe me, life is hard. But the hard parts of life and the pain are teachers. And the universe only gives you what you can handle. So if you go through something very difficult, realize, wow, the universe thinks I'm tough. I must be tough. You must become grateful for everything in your life. And realize it is all here to help you. There is no enemy. There is nothing to fight against. I used to love just having things to fight against. But there's just nothing to fight against. There's only what is. There's only what is, and what is just enough. Not only is what is enough, it is way more than enough. We have way more than enough. I just want to melt in gratitude all of the time. This forest is so beautiful. My life is so beautiful. You're telling me I get to exist and travel and meet cool people and speak? Here's another thing. We get so carried away in the way in which we are speaking, in the way in which we are coming across, and in these trivial things that are just, all these little things are taking us away from gratitude and what's really happening. The fact that we have language as a tool to communicate is a blessing. We get to speak to each other. How amazing is that? We get to understand each other through speech. We get to have music in this life. Are you serious? We get to have music in which you can just dance and create and sing and play with others. We need to go to the fundamental. Bruh, we get so far from that, and then we're stuck in the motions doing these objectively amazing things, and we're like bums. Rediscovering your gratitude. Now, if you're stuck in a cycle of complaining, and I wouldn't even blame yourself, it's the culture. And I don't mean just complaining, I mean like going through the motions and not really understanding what is actually what you're living through. Because I think to understand what is, you do have to go to the core of your being, so you can go to the core of everything. And in order to do that, you must go through the fire. Now, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have to go through the fire. That's just what happened to me. But maybe you can just flip a switch. But a lot of times we're very used to the ways of being that we have been and the conditioning of the people before us. So what I recommend is really feeling. Also, our emotions are such blessings. Feel all of your emotions. I guarantee you, if you feel every emotion that comes up, you will get to the core of your being. These emotions are blessings for us to feel. And when you allow them to move through you and to be loved and to be felt, you will just feel completely free and at ease. But if you continue to treat your emotions like they're just annoying ants, first of all, you won't be emoting, you won't be feeling, you will be numb. Second of all, they will realize that you don't love them, and then you won't feel them, and then you'll just... And now walking through the world with this mindset of just utter gratitude, it's difficult to be around energies that are not aware of how special and magical everything is. And that is most energies on this earth right now. And that is okay. That is just what's been happening. We just need to start waking each other up to how amazing this experience is. We are just all so caught up in whatever the fuck. It's so silly. Go through the fire. If you feel scared, sad, angry, joy, go to that emotion and go to its maximum. Now, people might be like, oh, you're bipolar, blah, 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 blah. What does that mean, bro? Just feel your emotions. You don't have to even share them. You don't have to speak to a soul. You can just feel your emotions. You don't have to explain yourself. You're in the middle of a conversation. Someone says something, you immediately get anxious. Just be like, instead of hiding that shit and wearing a front of just being like, be like, you know what? I feel anxious. And then let that emotion just go through your body. Your liberation is on the other side of these difficult things. Your healing, and thus the healing of the world, must come above judgment. You must prioritize yourself and your feeling over judgment. Why would you not, like, every time you put your worth, or every time you put judgment above healing, you are just wasting time, my guy. You are just prolonging the inevitable, which is your liberation. Look around. What do you see? Because what you see reflects back at you what you feel. And I know I am not always in a state of complete love. Not even close. I am still filtering through my emotions. And I love my emotions. I don't need them to go away. But I know that when I am feeling fear and I see fear around me, and all I feel is fear, I know it's an emotion. I know there's love behind all. And there is fear. I'm not a victim. I am a lover. The leaves are dancing. Are you kidding me? It rained last night, and all of the magic from these trees is in the air. There are magic blackberries everywhere. I get to see color right now. I get to feel my body, however imperfect. I get to use a phone to somehow record myself. Do you understand where I'm trying to go with this? The fundamentals of what's really happening. And it's so hard to reach the fundamentals when you're surrounded by people caught up in such friggin' surface level lies. And you get caught up in it too, and then you think that's what's happening, you know? You need alone time. You need, and I don't mean alone time, you're just scrolling on your phone, reading a book. You need alone time to go back to what it means to exist as yourself. And it may be hard. It may feel like a fire. It may feel like death. Trust it. Trust the universe. Trust your own words. Trust your own wisdom. Remember, the universe only gives you what you can bear. And when you go to ground zero, to the dirt, you will be thankful for the dirt. You will be thankful for the fire, let alone anything else that comes into your life. Now, anything in my life feels like a complete blessing. Anything. I genuinely, I'm just so happy to just be alive in this very moment. I'm just so full of gratitude, I don't even know how to exist. It's just, and that's the best feeling. That's what we all deserve to be feeling, because that's what's really happening here. But in order to feel that, you probably need to separate from whatever thing is going on in your life right now, because it might just perpetuate the cycle of being caught up in these little things. You're telling me we get caught up in making mistakes and doing these things wrong, and one of the infinite things you can get caught up in when every word you speak is a blessing. Every breath, every burp, every movement, every part of your body is a complete blessing. You're telling me we get caught up in like fat, extra fat, how straight our teeth are? Bro, look at what's really happening. It's simple, that's what I'm saying. It's all simple. When you go back to the simple, the very fundamental things about being alive, you will then feel like a gazillion, billion, trillion, billion dollars when you get anything more. I'm good with just a speck of dirt, okay? Not even. I'm good just friggin' sitting in a fire. I'm good. I'm happy with that. So now I'm in a forest and I feel like $1 billion, and then I get to eat food, and then I get to swim. I get to sleep at night. I get to lay down. I get to feel my body. I get to feel these emotions that are awful. We have to stop using words to categorize things to prime us to make them think they're bad. What is anxiety really? It's energy. I thought it was bad my whole life. It was just a portal. What does it mean to actually feel physical pain? It means you will learn how to heal, and it means you will be grateful when you do heal. Looking back, I know it was difficult, but these are all precious moments for me to be thankful for, even when it feels like hell. I know this whole life is working out for me. And I believe it so wholeheartedly, and I am so thankful the universe tore me apart, crumbled my entire life, made me leave everything and everyone, because it knew I could handle it, and it knew the gratitude on the other side would be revolutionary. Thank the universe for what it thinks you can handle. Show yourself, the universe, you can do it. Leave behind what you don't need anymore. What you refuse to go through, what you refuse to feel, you are simply prolonging. There is no escaping, and you don't want to escape. You want the full magnitude of this experience inside. You want to feel at one. That is the core desire of all. When you think you are reaching for food to feel better, you really just want to feel at one and at peace. That's really what we all want to be feeling. So let the universe burn you. And be thankful it is doing that. Because it believes in you. I believe in you. You believe in you. Go through. Go through. When you're like, what even? Go through. Because you will get to the core. And when you get to the core, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable because you don't need anything. All you need is breath. That is the most important thing. In my life, I forgot how to breathe constantly. I would hold my breath because I believed I couldn't take up space. I would hold my breath because I became numb in my torso because I was so friggin' scared all the time. Because we are not taught about these emotions. We are not taught about the core essence of our being. We are just thrown into this system with a million beliefs and ways of being that are so on the surface of the deep ocean that we could be exploring. And we think we must stay on the surface because that's what happened before us and that's what's happening around us. But it's not true. Staying on the surface, you will just bob along. Go down deep, you will find octopi. You will find whales. You will find the big yellow submarine. You will find the octopus's garden. You will find yourself on the bottom of the ocean floor, drowning, searching for anything, any hope. You will find yourself there. And it may feel like hell, but the deepest part of you knows it's for your best. Do not worry about the surface level anxiety and the surface level mind that will tell you that what you're going through is wrong. Do not worry about that. Listen to the core of your being that is leading you through this process. No matter what is happening, just know you are being led by your highest self and everything is for your highest good. And when you get burned to the ground, be thankful. I am now unstoppable. Because I am at the core of it all. From here I rise. And I know I will continue to probably suffer. But the suffering will never be the same as it was. It will never be the same because I know the process is exactly as it's meant to be. Every issue is something for you to go through. Every time you think something is wrong, it's a portal. And it will make you even more strong. The sun is our savior. Can you believe we get to exist in a world with a sun? Can you believe this? Enjoy the dream, enjoy the game, enjoy the sensations, because we are lucky. Life is not about figuring it out. Life is not about understanding that blah, 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 blah. Life is not about analyzing what's happening. Life is about experiencing. Life is about living from gratitude for the moment, not trying to figure every way to understand the moment. At the end of the day, all there is. And it's just weird and funny how we spend our lives running from that. Because what we run from is what we actually desire. It's what we actually desire. So next time you find yourself running from an emotion, from a thing, you find yourself scared of something, don't run away like you always have, okay? Go into it, because when you go into something, you will be rewarded. Along the way, you will just keep running into things and getting rewarded. The universe knows what you can handle. Trust that. If you feel overwhelmed, it's meant to be that way. You're being shown that you're okay. Take each situation and accept it, for you have no other choice, and it's what you've done already. Breathe. The fact that you can see is such a blessing.